Air circulation will be implemented in the following order: internal circulation for 15 minutes and external circulation for 1 minute. Press the key. The LCD liquid crystal display will show the outside temperature. 3 seconds later, change back to the indoor temperature automatically. Off key. 1. When the air conditioner is on, press off turn it and close the LCD. Air conditioner will stop working. 2. When the air conditioner is off, press the wind rate increasing key to enter the manual mode. Under this mode, the wind rate will be set at step 1 and the preset temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. Defrosting key. 1. Press this key to activate the forced defrosting state. The wind blowing mode. Defrosting. Internal circulation. Wind rate at step 4. Water valve open. Air conditioner on, and the blending door in hot state. Press the key again to exit and restore to the previous working state. Mode key. Press the key to change the wind blowing modes in order. Blowing face and feet. Blowing feet. Blowing feet and defrosting. Defrosting. Blowing face. Blowing face and feet. And the new mode will be shown on the LCD. A or C key. Under the manual mode, press the A or C key to turn off the compressor. Press it again, the compressor will be turned on. Water valve key. Under the manual mode, press the water valve key to open the water valve. Press it again, water valve will be closed. Automatic air conditioner under your vehicles. Air conditioner button. Press the air conditioner button to start the air condition. Heater button. Press the heater button to start the heater. Wind rate knob switch. This switch have 5 steps: 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wind rate increases from 0 of step 0 to highest of step 4. Wind blowing mode knob. Wind blowing modes change in order: blowing face to blowing face and windshield, blowing windshield, blowing feet mode knob. Turn this knob clockwise. The blowing feet wind rate increases gradually. Internal or external circulation knob. Turn this knob to left for internal circulation and turn to right for external circulation. Air conditioner on SHACMAN F2000 vehicles. Air conditioner mode knob. Off. Cooling. Auto. Heating function. Blowing feet mode. Push the rod to left side to deactivate the mode and push to right side to activate the mode. Blowing face or windshield mode. Press the upper side of switch to activate the blowing face mode and press the lower side of switch for blowing windshield mode. Wind rate switch. The wind rate switch has off, 1, 2, and 3, increasing the wind rate gradually. 2. Seat. The driver's seat falls into air suspension seat and hydraulic seat. The air suspension seat can be adjusted only when the seat is not overloaded. The pressure in pneumatic system is 7 bar and the vehicle stops. When adjusting, be sure that the engagement sound of the seat locking device is heard. Air suspension seat. Adjustment of fore and aft position. Pull the handle upwards. Move the seat forwards or backwards as desired. Then release the handle. Hold the handle upwards. Apply an appropriate upwards or downward force to the front end of seat cushion to have it lowered or lifted to the desired position. Then release the handle. Adjustment of rear end height. Pull the handle upwards. Apply an appropriate upward and downward force to the rear end of seat cushion to have it lowered or lifted to the desired position. Then release the handle. Adjustment of backrest angle. Pull the handle forwards. Turn the backrest to the desired position. Then release the handle. Adjustment of damping state. The seat has air suspension function when the handle is set horizontal. Turn the handle clockwise to apply appropriate force downwards onto the seat. Lock the handle, the seat will be fixed. Hydraulic seat. Adjustment of fore and after position. Put the handle upwards. Move the seat forwards or backwards to the desired position. Then release the handle. Rigidity adjusting handle. Turn the seating surface rigidity adjusting handle wheel and adjust the preset strength on the basis of road conditions and the driver's weight. Don't place the indicating needle at lower than 40 or higher than 130. The adjustment of front end height, rear end height, and backrest angle are the same as those for air suspension seat. Adjustment of headrest height. Press the adjusting button. Pull up the headrest to the desired position. Press the adjusting button. Push down the headrest to the desired position, then release the button. Front passenger seat. This seat doesn't have fore and after adjust function. Other functions and use are the same as driver seat. 5. Adjustment of steering wheel. The steering wheel can be adjusted only when the vehicle stops. It is absolutely prohibited to adjust the steering wheel when the vehicle is running. Adjustment of height. Unscrew the left knob. Adjust the steering wheel to the desired height. Then tighten the knob. Adjustment of angle. Unscrew the right knob. Adjust the steering wheel until the desired angle is obtained. Then tighten the knob. 6. Opening and closing of skylight. Skylight on F3000 vehicles. Hold the handle. Pull it towards the rear of the cab. And after the bayonets on both sides break away from fixing point, pushing upwards to open the skylight. Operate conversely to close the skylight. Skylight on S2000 vehicles. Hold the operation hole. Push up one side and then the other to fully open the skylight. Pull down one side for forward or backward ventilation. Pull down both sides successfully to close the skylight. 2. Routine inspection before driving. 1. Inspect the cables connected to the battery. Before driving, inspect the cables connected to the battery. Make sure they are connected properly and reliably. Open the cover of the battery case. Check whether the battery posts are connected correctly. Check whether two fuse boxes are in good conditions. Check the connection of main switch and make sure that main switch controls the positive pole. If the main power switch is connected incorrectly, the ECU electronic control unit of engine may get burned out. 2. Inspect of engine trouble code. Vehicle with Weichai engine. Turn on the ignition switch. The engine is in good conditions if the EDC trouble indicator lamp comes on for 2 seconds and then goes out. If this lamp does not go out, there's trouble. Press trouble diagnosis switch. The EDC lamp will indicate a 3-digit code by flashing. Press the trouble diagnosis switch again. Read and record the second trouble code and ask for repair. Vehicles with Cummins engine. Turn on the ignition switch. If the 3 lamps come on for 2 seconds and then go out successfully, the engine is in good conditions. Read the trouble code as follows. Stopped engine. Turn on the diagnosis switch. Turn on the ignition switch. Start with the flash of yellow alarm lamp. Read the 3-digit trouble code from the red lamp. Press the idle speed, increasing, reducing switch for reading the next or previous trouble code. Record them and then ask for repair. 3. Inspect the level of engine oil. Open the radiator cover. Draw out the oil dipstick. Wipe it with a clean rag. Insert it into the oil sump. Pull it out for inspecting oil level. The oil level shall be between the upper and lower marks on the oil dipstick. Add oil through WP10 oil filler, WP12 oil filler and ISM oil filler if the level is below the lower mark. After the specified level is reached, cover the oil filler properly. Four, inspect the level of coolant. Inspect the level of coolant in expansion tank. Add coolant timely if the level is too low. Open the filler cover and fill the coolant to the level between the mark minimum and maximum. Check whether there is oil droplet on the surface. If yes, the engine is in trouble. In such case, inspect it and eliminate the trouble in time. It is a kind of long-effect anti-freezing and anti-cruising coolant and shall be replaced at least every 2 years. There are 2 draining holes. One is screw plug below the radiator cover. The other is screw plug under the water tank. Special coolant should be applied in an aluminum water tank. 5. Inspect the level of washing liquid in sprayer can. Open the cover of the sprayer can, check the level of washing liquid, and add liquid if the level is too low. 6. Inspect the oil level in power steering oil reservoir. Pull out oil dipstick to see if the oil level is at the upper mark. When the engine is running stably at medium speed, the oil level shall be 1 to 2 cm above the upper mark. Add oil if the level is too low. If the hydraulic oil in the system is to be replaced or the oil is seriously insufficient and there's air in the oil circuit, be sure to discharge the air when adding hydraulic oil. The method is as follows. Check up the front axle. Start up the engine and make it run stably at low speed. Slowly fill the hydraulic oil into the oil reservoir. Meanwhile, slowly turn the steering wheel from limit position on one side to the other limit position rapidly, until no more air is discharged from the oil reservoir. Add the oil to the specified level. 7. Inspect the level of fuel in fuel tank. Inspect the fuel level by fuel gauge. If the level is too low, add diesel fuel 5 to 10 degrees centigrade below ambient temperature. 8. Inspect the operating conditions of lamps and electrical equipment. Inspect the working conditions of headlamps, turn lamps, brake lamps, and backup lamps to see if they all work normally and whether the wiper is in good conditions. 9. Inspect the tightening of all fasteners. Inspect the tightening of fasteners such as steering knuckle rocker arm nuts, steering gear universal joint nuts, tire bolts, thrust rod fasteners, tie rod ball pins, leaf spring U-bolts, brake chamber bracket bolts, and brake chamber fixing bolts. 10. Inspect the tightening of various locking plates and locking pins. Inspect locking conditions of the differential lock cylinder fork locking plate, the cotter pin of drag link, the cotter pin of lifting cylinder anchor pin, and the cotter pin of cable tightening limiting rod. 11. Inspect the tire pressure. The tire pressure depends on the specifications of the tire. Please inflate the tire in accordance with the specified pressure. Measure the tire pressure with the pressure gauge, and if the pressure is too low, inflate the tire with the air supply on the vehicle. The method is as follows. Connect the inflation hose onto the joint. Inflate the tire with the compressed air in air reservoir. 3. Start up and shut down of engine. 1. Start up. Turn on the main power switch. Pull the steer battery switch to horizontal position. As for main battery, turn the key upwards to turn on the switch. Set the gear lever at the neutral position. Set the gear lever at neutral position. The neutral switch of the transmission gets closed. The electronic control unit supplies power to the starter to start the engine. Or the electronic control unit will wait 3 seconds to give the starting signal. Note: accident may occur if the engine is started with gear engaged. Don't push down the clutch. When there is no air pressure, the clutch pedal can't be pushed down. If it is pushed down forcefully, the cylinder may get damaged. Turn on the ignition switch. Under the normal conditions, the charging indicator lamp, handbrake lamp, engine oil pressure alarm indicator lamp, air pressure indicator lamp, and stop lamp will come on. The ignition switch can lock up the steering wheel as well as start and stop the engine. Position 0. Key can be inserted into and pulled out, and the engine stops. Position R. The engine is turned off, and the battery only supplies power to the radio and CD player. Position 1. The ignition switch is turned on, and electrical devices are energized. Position 2. The position of ignition switch when the vehicle is running. Position 3. The position of ignition switch when the engine is being started. Start up the engine. Turn the ignition switch to position 3 to start the engine. Don't push the throttle, since the amount of the fuel supplied while starting is determined by ECU, not position of foot throttle. Release the key after engine is started up. The key will return to the position 2 automatically. For S2000 vehicles, press the starting button to start engine. In case of failure to start the engine, turn the ignition switch to the position 0 and start engine again. After the engine has been started up, the engine oil pressure alarm indicator lamp and the charging indicator lamp shall go out. If the instruments are normal, allow the engine run at idle speed for 3 to 5 minutes before accelerating or increasing load. Instruction: normally, the engine will be started in 3 to 5 seconds. The attempt to start engine shall not exceed 15 seconds, and the interval between 2 attempts shall not be less than 2 minutes. If the engine can be started after 3 to 5 attempts, please inspect whether there is air in the low-pressure diesel pipeline. Discharge the air by using the hand pump if necessary. 2. Air discharging. The method to discharge air is as follows. Discharge air from low-pressure fuel pipeline. Unscrew the bleeding bolt at the outlet of fuel course filter. Press the button of hand pump repeatedly until no air bubbles comes out. Then screw bleeding bolt. If the engine still can't be started, discharge the air in the high-pressure fuel pipeline. Discharge air from high-pressure fuel pipeline. Loosen any outlet pipe of high-pressure common rail pump. Start up the engine. Observe the outlet until the fuel column reaches the height of 4 fingers and without air bubble. Then tighten up the fuel pipe. 3. Shut down. Shut down the engine. Turn the ignition switch from the position 2 to the 0. Then the ECU, electronic control unit, will stop supplying power and the engine will be shut down. Turn off the main power switch after the engine has been shut down for 30 seconds. Before shutting down the engine, run engine at idle speed for 3 to 5 minutes to protect the turbocharger. It is prohibited to violently push down the throttle before shutting down the engine. 4. Operation for vehicle driving. 1. Start up a vehicle. Starting conditions. If the indicating needles of air pressure gauges 1 and 2 are in the red zone after the engine is started up, then the pressure in air pipeline is too low. The low air pressure alarm lamp will come on. The vehicle may be driven when pressure in air reservoir is higher than 5.5 bar and the alarm lamp and stop lamp go out. When parking the vehicle, properly pull up the handbrake handle. The parking brake alarm lamp will come on. Check to make sure the water temperature, engine oil pressure, and various indicator lamps are in normal conditions. Get a gear engaged and slowly release the clutch. To start the vehicle, when shifting gear, get the clutch disengaged fully. The gear lever shall be properly pushed into gear position. 2. Operation of transmission. Gear position of transmission. When the gear lever is at low-speed gear position, the low-speed gear indicator lamp is on. When the gear lever is at high-speed gear position, the low-speed gear indicator lamp is out. Shifting between high and low-speed gear zones. For transmission with 9 gears, you can pull or push the gear lever between front side, low-speed gear zone, and right side, the high-speed gear zone to shift gear. For transmission with 10 gears or 12 gears, you can pull up high-speed gear zone or down low-speed gear zone, the handle switch to shift gear. For transmission with 16 gears, pull upwards and gear selecting switch on gear lever to get an even number gear engaged. Pull downwards the gear selecting switch on gear lever to get an odd number gear engaged. And the shifting between high and low speed gear zones is the same as the transmission with 9 gears. 2 neutral positions. The 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th gear of 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th gears are low speed gears. 10th, 12th, 14th, and 16th gears, or 9th, 11th, 13th, and 15th gears are high-speed gears. Instruction: when shifting the gear from low-speed gear zone to high-speed gear zone, or conversely, no skip shift is allowed. When the gear lever is set at the neutral position, do not literally pull the gear lever to avoid unnecessary wear. After the gear lever has been shifted from low-speed gear zone into high-speed gear zone, or conversely, wait a hold before engaging to the gear to allow the auxiliary transmission to rearrange the position of gears. On a horizontal road, for 9-gear transmission or 12-gear transmission, the 3rd gear may be used for starting the vehicle unloaded, and the 2nd gear may be used for vehicle under heavy load. For 16-gear transmission,